What should you do with your money during a recession? In particular, this recession. Listen, I moved all the way out here because it is so peaceful. But right now, financially, a lot of people don't have a lot of peace. Today, I'm going to talk about the 5 smartest and safest places to put your money during this recession.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go!
You know, there's so many different places to put money. You can leave it in a bank, even though banks are literally going out of business right now. You could put it in some type of life insurance policy, but those universal policies are losing value right now. You could stash it in a 401k, you could put it in an IRA, but we're losing money there as well. And it really begs the question, is there a safe place to put money right now in a recession? Well, today we're talking about the 5 safest places, and I'm gonna start with some of the most conservative, and this is where your dough should go. All right, so the Fed recession indicator says that there's a 68% chance of an economic downturn this year. That doesn't mean that we're not in a recession. I think that we're already 6 months into a recession. It's why you've clicked and you're watching this video today, because you know that there's trouble. And the question is, what should I do? Because we're already in the mess that we're in right now. This is a crystal. It has value. Do you know what's happening to its value right now during this recession? Check this out. The first place to store your cash? Collectibles. There's a good reason why the ultra rich buy fine art, and it's not just because it's pretty. Rare collectibles, as in art, gems, etc., they hold their value exceptionally well over time, with even average investments only getting a 7% ROI. My wife, for example, she loves crystals, and in her private crystal gallery, we've dropped a lot of money on these things, and some of these crystals go up 10% a year in value. Some of them are going up 20 to 30% a year in value. Now, at some point, we'd have to cash out and get our money. This is simply a place to store cash when the market is going down, inflation is high, because while some accounts go down, some go up. These bad boys, they go up. All right, number 2, let's talk about life insurance. Trade in your term life insurance policy for a cash value policy. With each payment into a whole life policy, you earn better compound interest than any other high yield account. Now, honestly, universal life insurance, that's connected to the market. When the market goes down, your universal policy goes down. Whole life doesn't function that way. It doesn't have as much upside, but it consistently delivers 5, 6, 7% a year on my money. With inflation being right around 5%, this becomes a perfect hedge. I intentionally take cash, I store it in life insurance, but not for my death. Because months later, I'm gonna pull it out, I'm gonna put it in a piece of property, I'm gonna put it in a collectible, I'm gonna put it into a business. Basically, I'm stashing cash there where it's basically untouchable and it's earning a high yield while I can pull it out and then I can start doing some other things with it. This is what a lot of people do during a recession. They say, hey, this type of account goes up in value while other types of accounts like 401ks and IRAs suffer, bank accounts, they lose value. Number 3, let's talk about real estate. Real estate is massively misunderstood. Everyone assumes that when the stock market loses value, that real estate does as well. That's only true 2 out of every 5 recessions. For example, look at the last recession, which by the way was a real estate recession. In 2008, a lot of real estate lost value. But let me tell you what it actually means. The amount of American millionaires rose by 17% between 2008 and 2010, largely due to real estate bought during the recession. Don't miss out on your opportunity this time to buy around. I help my investors make over $100 million on all the real estate that they bought between 2008 and 2012. Guess what my number 1 regret was? I wish that I had bought a whole lot more, as in 10 times more. Now, even though I did a lot back then, I was fighting against a lot of people that said this is the worst time in real estate, and they weren't listening that it was actually the best time. You take a look at what's happening in real estate. During the pandemic, values rose a massive 41% nationwide. And right now, since the market has cooled off, I'm getting better deals than I ever have before. And the moment the Fed drops the rates, guess what's going to happen to the value of real estate in a country that's missing 5 million homes and more every single passing month? Well, it's going to skyrocket. And you get to choose what side of the fence you're going to be on when that history is made. Real estate is one of the most important places to put money right now. I'm getting record high ROIs than I have over the last 20 years. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about that, you can text me about it personally. There's a link below. I'm going to give you at the end of this video my cell phone. You can find it in the video below. We can jam on real estate or any of the advice that I'm giving today so that I can help you during this recession be as safe as possible. These first 3 suggestions, definitely conservative. Where we're headed now, these next 2 suggestions are some of the most important because recessions are where fortunes are made. You just have to be looking in the right place. These things may not sound very safe, but I got news for you. They may be the safest places of all. Did you know that we are in the largest wealth transfer in our entire world's history? We have the baby boomers that are releasing trillions of dollars worth of business, and the majority of those businesses are just gonna die. They're gonna retire them. But some of these businesses make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Some of them make millions of dollars a year. And because the next generation doesn't necessarily want them, doesn't mean you shouldn't. A tried and true business is also a very intelligent place to consider putting your money when you're considering the upside during a recession. Not every business is recession proof, but here are some tips. Invest in a business which has already been through a recession successfully. Flip businesses that go under, or buy a franchise of a particular kind of business that does well during a recession. Did you know that there are some businesses that excel during a recession? And if you want to know what some of those are, same thing. You can text me privately, or that link is in the video below. And when we text, I'm going to share with you some of the different things that I'm doing out there that I'm crushing it with. Kris, what makes you more money? Is it real estate or business? Well, real estate compounds powerfully year after year, decade after decade. But if you were to say, Kris, what creates the most financial freedom, the most cash flow right now in your world? It's definitely business. Hands down, it's incomparable. While I believe everyone should have some real estate in their portfolio, it's financially foundational. Owning businesses, I'll put it to you this way. Last week, I bought in on 5 more businesses. These were either acquisitions, brand new partnerships. All of them are paying me active money right now as we speak. And why am I doing this at an accelerated rate? Because a recession is a perfect time to increase multiple streams of income, for me particularly, business streams. You know, there is some sad news about recessions. They don't last very long. When you take a look at up markets, stagnant markets, and down markets, the recessions never last very long. But the reason why it makes me a little bit sad is because they present the biggest opportunities for financial growth. In fact, financially, when you feel behind in your life, you should be waiting for the recession and ready to pounce. And to do that effectively, the 5th and final thing to invest in, the safest place for your money, is to invest in yourself. Warren Buffett himself, he says, the more you learn, the more you earn. No, he's not necessarily talking about going back to school for a degree to be a cog in someone else's machine. He's talking more about entrepreneurship. He's talking more about developing skills and abilities. He's talking about certifications and courses. You got to ask yourself, in a world of AI that is going to be taking over the job market over the next decade, what should you be investing in when it comes to your skills and your abilities that will cause you to financially do as well as possible? Well, usually that comes down to finding a mentor, finding someone that already has what you want, and then learning from them step by step what they do as rapidly as possible to produce the results that they have. I've been that mentor for thousands of people every year. I have millions of people that come into my ecosystem at different levels. And then what I do is I teach and educate them. I help them build real estate portfolios. I help them build businesses. And if you want to learn how to do that with me, especially during this recession, check this out. What you might need right now more than anything is a fresh financial perspective, a free game plan. And I'm offering one to you directly from me. Check it out. If you'd like to get a free game plan on financially some options, things that you could consider doing in your life, you can text me at 385-217-3477. Text me at that number, connect with me, let me share some thoughts and ideas with you, and let me also get you to different members of my team that help build all of my wealth. They can do the exact same thing for you. Krohn, I'm not a millionaire, bro, but what if I got $5,000? How would you invest that if you were me? Well, watch this video right here. Let me share with you right now some options of what you can do with $5,000.